Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. The heat is on.
Spitzern hoch und ab geht's. Applaus, richtig Kanne.
So much action.
Zack, komm, rein, orange.
Absolutely glued together.
Das ist ganz hoch, Hartmut. Oh, ist der Nummer geil.
And he spins.
Welcome to the 11th and 12th round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland, an exciting motorsport weekend. The cars are ready to go, as are the teams and certainly the drivers. We're all set and ready to go at the Sachsenring.
Bekannt ist der Sachsenring ja für das
The Sachsenring is known for the Omega. Everything has to fit perfectly. There are many hilly places where you have to take the momentum with you. The corners are almost all banked. You need to hit the high points perfectly to complete a decent lap. One lap on the traditional track near Chemnitz is 3.671 kilometers long. The Sachsenring is a legend. I enjoy driving here immensely. The many left turns up the mountain make for endless fun. It's lickety-split up hill and dale through a total of 14 fast corners. It's really super fun here with the ups and downs. It's actually quite like a roller coaster ride. It's awesome to drive here. Up and down. That makes it very exciting. I wouldn't say that we Swiss do everything slowly, just perfectly. This is my first time here. The track is really cool, but also very difficult. The first sector really has it all. Yeah, there are quite a lot of fast corners, and you really have to concentrate to have good speed there. The Porsche Carrera Cup at the Sachsenring with two thrilling races in the best kind of late summer weather. Toasty warm for the spectators and even toastier for the drivers in the cockpit.
Cooling down is not really an option. There's no air conditioning, there's only the warm air from the outside.
But that doesn't stop the Cool Dane from turning in top performances.
Bastian Buus, the Porsche Junior, finally winning his first race.
3 weeks earlier, he won his first race of this Porsche Carrera Cup season. For the first time this year, he finds himself at the top of the podium after Sunday's race at the Lausitzring, with a big hug from Bastian's mother Rikke to boot.
Larry is still quite far ahead, but certainly the battle for P2 at the moment is tight. We keep pushing, we keep doing our best, and then maybe the chance for a championship comes at some point.
Before the two races at the Sachsenring, he places fourth in overall standings. Ahead of him are Luke Hartog, Harry King, and a good distance away, Larry Tenforde. We know we are battling a very strong team, and they too are definitely title contenders. In the end, though, I think a championship is decided not with the best, but with the worst result. I'm looking forward to the Sachsenring. Harry King knows a lot is still up in the air.
Larry's definitely got a few points in hand. However, yeah, another 6 races left. A lot can happen. We've seen just how quickly the tables can turn for Luke.
Luke Hartog is currently third in the championship with 3 victories to his credit. But at the last race at the Lausitzring, he went flat with 0 points. In the pits with a DNF and a defective car. That happens. Too bad for the standings, but that's racing. In racing, pretty much anything can happen, and the 20-year-old Bastian Buus is still battling for the title. He's been racing in the Carrera Cup for 3 years now. At the end of last year, he won the qualifying in Jerez and became a Porsche Junior. At the beginning of September in Monza, he clinched the Porsche Super Cup Championship title. For Bastian Buus, things appear to be going well at the moment.
It was a big relief. For me, it has been a lot more relaxing afterwards to have one championship in the books and also, you know, in the way I wanted to have it. And now, for the remainder of the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland season, it's about for me to really make the best results possible, finish off in.
That is something he can certainly make happen at Saturday's race at the Sachsenring. But first, in the paddock, long lines have formed. Everyone is after autographs from their favorite race drivers. The drivers sign flags, photos, caps, and t-shirts, and the fans go away happy.
1, 2, 3, yeah!
It's motorsport up close. Here, Theo Overhaus is in high spirits primarily because he's leading in the Rookie Championship. The Rookie Championship is a special classification for young drivers.
1, 2, 3, yeah!
In the ProAms, the whole thing looks like this, and he is right at the front here. Well, not really. Among the fast gentlemen, Sören Spreng is the leader in the rankings. The Porsche Carrera Cup, with its many fans, looks forward to 2 exciting races in which this guy also wants to do particularly well again. He is one of those race car drivers who is not a professional athlete, but this year he is one of the best amateurs. A short break before getting right back into the fast Porsche. I'm an entrepreneur, primarily in the online marketing field, generally working over the internet. I'm involved in different companies, and yes, I've been doing that for many years. I founded my business at the age of 21 and been self-employed since then. Motorsport as a hobby, racing as a passion. I started in 2013, at that time with a road car at very normal track days on different racetracks, very much at that time at Bilsterberg. That's when I got to know other real racing drivers and also racing teams. The desire arose relatively quickly to do the whole thing under competitive conditions, and then my entry in 2014 was the RCN at the Nürburgring. Since then, the 37-year-old entrepreneur has been competing on racetracks around the world, improving year after year. Now he's one of the best Pro-Am. I think my specialty is braking. I can brake very late, very hard, and stop the car at its limit. This year, Sören Spreng is driving for the Dutch team GP Elite. The champion team has an ambitious amateur motorsports driver on its side. I also take part in other sports. I go running, I like mountain biking a lot, I go climbing, I go hiking, and all in all that compensates for both work and motorsport. I live in Sauerland, and that is a mountain biker's paradise. There are lots of mountains and lots of forest land, but I've also done mountain biking in Nepal, so I do both the regional and the further afield. Sören Spreng, currently the leading Pro-Am in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. His motto, always give it your all. I like to push it to the limit in motorsport, in my job, and in the other sports, because all of it is somehow about performing, and that's what I enjoy. Fun and performance, crowned by success. After things went very well for me after the second weekend when I claimed my first win there, also the first Carrera Cup win ever in the Pro-Am, the motivation just came to me. Now the goal to become champion is more realistic. He has crossed the finish line as the fastest Pro-Am's driver already 6 times this season. He's been at the top of the podium 6 times, a winner who can also put defeats behind him very well. Sure, at the moment it happens, I'm pissed off and can also get a bit angry, mostly at myself. But I'm not resentful towards myself or others and can then process it and pack it in relatively quickly and then look further ahead. My toughest competitors are the 2 who are also behind me in the championship, Georgi Donchev and Ahmad Al-Shihab. Both are very good drivers and both are hot on my heels in points and on the track itself. Both also have the ambition to become champion and want to make my life as difficult as possible. In points, he currently holds a comfortable lead and has a plan to achieve his title goal. The important thing is to finish every race, not to score any zeros, and to make it on the podium every time if possible. Good luck, Sören Spreng, and thanks for the interesting insights.
And now, it's time for racing, and Sören Spreng starts from P19 right behind Ahmed Al-Shihab. The lights are off and we are go. That looks like Harry Jones, who had trouble getting away. It was Morris Schuring who started from pole position into the tricky turn 1. Sometimes the driver who starts on P2 has an advantage into the first corner. Bastian Buus trying it around the outside, but it's Morris Schuring who holds on. The rest of the pack streaming around turns 1 and 2 and down towards the Castrol Omega turn 3. It looks like everyone has made it through the first corner. Sören Spreng as well as he fights with Al-Shihab for position, and they make contact. A nice fight already at the beginning of the race. It looks like Spreng is in front. We'll see what this race brings. So it's Morris Schuring in front of Bastian Buus. The Mobile Super 1 Cup champion comes with a lot of confidence after winning the title at Monza 2 weeks ago. Then we have Larry ten Voorde, Loic Hartog, Leon Köhler and Alex Tauscher. And then Alex Fack fighting with Harry King, who's got a lot of work to do after a dreadful qualifying. Let's take a look back at the start with Harry Jones. It looks like the Australian stalled his engine on the grid but was able to get going again before anybody behind collected him as they headed in towards turn 1. Lap 2 of the race, and Jasin Ferati and Gisela Cordil are fighting for position into turn 1. It's Cordil on the inside and then around to turn 2. Jasin Ferati tucking in behind, and then it's down to the famous turn 3, their Castrol Omega turn. What a great shot from our racing drone as the cars head back up the hill towards turn 4. Now along the waterfall down towards turn 12. Gisela Cordil attacking Jasin Ferati for position. The two cars make contact. They both go spearing off into the gravel. Fortunately, Georgi Donchev is able to avoid them. Both cars are stranded in the gravel trap. This is going to bring out a safety car. Jasin Ferati is not amused.
I was a victim of Cordil. He was trying to squeeze into the corner. I saw a gap, but it wasn't there. The bottom line is it's racing. Those things can happen.
So with the safety car out, we have Morris Schuring who leads the way from Bastian Buus in second. Larry Tenford and Lurk Hartog are behind him, and Leon Köhler completing the top 5. A nice on-board view here. Bastian Buus showing Morris Schuring what the plan will be. He gets really close, but Schuring is not getting nervous. He accelerates into the last turn and creates a gap between them. Onto the pit straight, that was Tenford and also Jan Safer just brushing the gravel. On board with Al Shahab, who is still in front of Sören Spreng, Harry Jones between them. The Aussie driver has had his first season in the Carrera Cup and does not know any of the tracks, but he is fast. And now on his way to overtake Al Shahab. The Pro-Am can defend his position, but for how long? Around the outside, Harry Jones into turn 1. The outside becomes the inside into turn 2, and then into turn 3. It's P16 for the rookie Jones. Now Al Shahab has Spreng behind him. This is going to be quite a race. The two fighting against each other for the win in the Pro-Am category. This is the fight for P7. Alex Tauscher, Huub van Eindhoven and Alex Fack. Tauscher has improved his racing so much. Last year he started as a rookie as part of the talent pool. Wolf Hensler doing such a good job in coaching the young drivers. Like Theo Overhaus, he is the best rookie so far, followed by Vincent Andronaco, who is trying to overtake Alex Fack. Ahead of them, Van Eindhoven, but it looks like he's getting slower. Is that a puncture? It looks like the green car has a flat tyre. Yes, it's the end of the race for him. We'll see if he can make it back to the pits, but one thing is for sure, it'll be no points today for the man from the Netherlands. Ahead of him at the front of the race, Bastian Buus is not getting closer to Morris Schuring. It looks like the Dutch driver has everything under control. As they head into turn 1, he is working at the brake balance, the red wheel and the cockpit on the right-hand side. Buus tries it at the end of the start-finish straight on the outside. No, he goes to the inside line. Now you can see Buus really wants his second win of the season. He won the last race at the Sachsenring after a disappointing start, and he has the momentum on his side, but Morris Schuring is still in front. Up the hill towards turns 4 and 5, Buus shows his nose once again, but Morris Schuring still has it all under control as they head along the pit straight.
Morris put up a good fight and Buus had too much overspeed. He was able to try a couple of times and it worked out in the end. I thought he was too far away to make a move. Yes, it was a good move by him.
Here it is, the move from Bastian Buus into turn 1. He goes to the outside, Schuring goes to defend. He sells the dummy. Bastian Buus through on the inside, takes the lead. And Morris Schuring down into second place. The Allied Racing team are jubilant. The Dane does it again. His second win in a row. He promised to take his last chance to win the title. He celebrates with team boss Jan Kasperlik.
Larry is leading by quite far, but we'll certainly do our best to give him the competition. So yeah, now we won the last 2 races. There's a high chance we can do the third in a row tomorrow.
In the Pro-Ams, the winner is Ahmad El Shihab, who is followed by Michael Asman and Georgi Donchev. This is the Kuwaiti's 3rd win this season in the hot Porsche Carrera Cup.
Yeah, crazy hot today. Why I win? Because I race in Kuwait weather.
Taking a look at the young drivers, Janis Stiak finishes 3rd, Vincent Andronaco comes in 2nd, while Theo Overhaus wins Saturday's race in the rookie classification at the Sachsenring. It just feels so good to be rookie P1 again, to be able to see my efforts pay off and that we're still in the lead. Overall, it's nice to be in the top 5, just an incredibly good feeling and I'm mega happy. The feeling on the podium is reserved only for the best in the race. It's early morning at the Sachsenring. The Porsche talent pool has arranged to meet. It's all about the right mindset and focusing on the essentials. Time for training and exercises with the mental coach. I try to convey to everyone with ambition to scale back the ambition a bit and let that run more freely. That's actually the secret in any high-performance sport. Valuable suggestions from the mental coach. The young racers listen attentively. After all, performance can be improved with a simple tip or two. First, there's theory. Then come the practical reaction exercises. The task: when the red button goes away, immediately press the mouse button. The mental coach sat us down at the computer and looked at our reaction times. We saw what it's like when we prepare before driving and how it is when you do nothing. Then we warmed up, did a few things, played some soccer. This, of course, is when the junior drivers have the most fun, running around the Porsche paddock back and forth with a football. Who reacts best? Who catches and who drops the ball? Reaction exercises in the Porsche talent pool. What may look simple has big implications. The entire body apparatus is activated and gets going. The brain is part of the body. This has to do with hormones that are then released, which ensure that my brain also becomes more alert, that everything works faster, like when you warm up a car. So when you're really warmed up, everything runs efficiently. Even when jumping rope, processes take place in the body that should not be underestimated, precisely because they require perfect interaction between mind and body. I like jumping rope. I used to train as a boxer where it's a normal part of training. That's why it's actually relaxing for me and I can unwind when I do it like that. This also affects the brain. The brain becomes faster and more alert by this. After the warm-up training, we measure the reaction time again, and usually they become faster and they need that for racing. You can actually see there, the ones that were warmed up were all faster on the second run. Successes that are immediately visible. Motivation for the young racers before they climb back into the race car. It's definitely essential, especially in qualifying when you really only have one lap. That one moment where you really have to take it to the wire, which then also pretty much pre-decides your weekend. If you're fit, you pay attention and keep improving, you can really make a difference on the track at the end. On the track is where they all race against each other again. But here, team spirit is also required. There are tasks that can only be solved together as a team with the right mindset and a collective reaction. I actually imagined it to be easier because it's basically just a light bar, but the fact that everyone has to go down at the same time makes it difficult. It just takes a bit of coordination. In the end, it even worked right away on the first try. A sense of achievement in the group, teamwork in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland.
This is the Sachsenring. Who can tame it? Away we go. There's a car stationary on the grid.
Now let's take a look at where no one else is allowed to go, the commentary boxes at the racetrack. This is where the international live commentators sit, or in this case, stand. Like Brian Oliver, the English voice of the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland.
Up towards 13, there's a challenge behind, that's a spinner, it's one of the Fang Autotech cars.
Full body commitment, especially when things heat up, as in the scene of the weekend.
Into the gravel trap, Jasin Ferati looks to be stranded in that gravel trap. You can see Jasin Ferati there as well. They're having a discussion at the side of the track, and a round of applause from Jasin Ferati. He's clearly under no illusion who he thinks is responsible for that incident.
I knew that there were a lot of people watching the race and a lot of important people, so I thought that it wouldn't do any good if I reacted the way I wanted to react. Because at the end of the day, we're professionals. We're here for a reason. We can all race. It can happen. That's why I wanted to react politely. That's why I reacted as politely as I could. The generally polite Swiss, 20 years young and new to the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. Fach Autotech, his Swiss team. Jasin Ferati is a member of the Porsche Talent Pool, the development program in the Fast One Make Cup. Before the Carrera Cup, I drove the Sports Cup Swiss. I was able to win the title there in the first year. Before that, I raced in Formula Regional and also in Formula 4. Those were actually my only 2 years in Formula racing. Before that, I drove in karting for a long time. This is where he celebrated his first successes. He's always been one of the faster ones. I've been a big car lover since I was a little boy, but I never actually planned to become a racing driver. The plan was actually to be a football player. But then we went to the kart track once. That's where I did my first lap in a kart. And it was there that it was discovered that I have a certain talent for this sport. That's actually how it came about, that I'm now a racing driver. A racer who continues to learn and improve. From Zandvoort onwards, I was actually doing well, landing in the top 10 3 times and 12th once. I'm happy with that, but things can quickly change, like what happened today, where you get wiped out and it's not your fault. But the problem is it's only Saturday, which means if you get too distracted or too worked up by it, you can quickly lose your concentration for tomorrow. So it's water under the bridge for me. Jasin Ferati, the prankster in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. Always a smile on his face, always with a quip at the ready. His fellow drivers are aware of that too. He's from the talent pool and also from the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. Theo is a really cool guy. I like him. We have a lot of fun together. We laugh and have a similar sense of humor. It's funny how sometimes we discuss stuff in private and then funny things come out. On the track, we don't know each other. Off the track, we're best of friends. That's him, the rookie leader in the championship, Theo Overhaus. Theo, we had a long and intense conversation about you too, you'll see. You'll be amazed at what came out of it. Funny sayings off the track. Yeah, he just comes up to me with a big grin on his face knowing I'm pissed off. Then he comes up and says, "Oh Theo, what was going on? What happened?" Although he knows very well what happened. That's just Jasin. Jasin Ferati, the likable young racing driver from the Porsche talent pool. The driver from Switzerland. I also have a super team behind me. They support me from A to Z. They do everything for me so that I feel comfortable, that everything fits. My team boss Alex sometimes makes funny comments. The other drivers too. Morris and Alexander are also very cool, so I really get on very well with everyone. Last year, he was still a junior in the Porsche Sports Cup Suisse. Today, he's one of the young talents in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland, and we'll certainly be hearing a lot more from him. I'm super happy with the drivers. They proved yesterday that young drivers with the right training, on the right car, with the right support from our side can achieve great results. They also have to praise the teams who do this great work, because they are the ones who train great young racers.
Morris Schuring and Bastian Buus have been part of the talent pool at the beginning of their careers, and now they are fighting for the win. Bastian Buus on pole position, which is on the outside of the track. Into turn one is Morris Schuring who beats him away. Bastian Buus tries to fight back. There's a bit of contact. Larry Voorde also squeezing through. This is the view from Leon Köhler, who's just behind them as they head into turn 3, the Castrol-Omega turn. Larry Voorde has the advantage at the moment. This is such a great fight.
We want to win from pole. Made a mistake in the start, dropped down to pre-free after contact.
Let's take a look at the start again. On the right-hand side, we have Alex Fack with a problem.
I messed up the start. I unfortunately stalled. The car was, of course, very annoying.
Ahmed Al-Shahab also has problems at the start.
I am almost touched the walls and the Hamptons. He's immediately make like this, and he touched me, and I have lost my steering wheel and also the radiator, and my race is finished now.
He's not the only one whose race is finished.
Vor mir der Georgi, der hat einen leichten Quersteher.
Georgi was in front of me and strayed slightly. Then I nudged his rear bumper, swerved a bit to the left to avoid hitting him completely, and then probably hit Sören.
Und hab dabei wahrscheinlich dann Sören getroffen.
The safety car is out and we have 3 Pro-Am drivers out of the race within a very short time. In front we still have Schuring, Voorde, Buus, Hartog and Van Eindhoven. On board with Harry Jones, who is still fighting for the Rookie Championship. He is in 8th position, right behind Vincent Andronaco, who is leading the rookie race at the moment. And the driver from Hamburg brushes the gravel. This is the chance for Jones, but Andronaco manages to come back in front of Jones and has the chance to reduce the gap in the Rookie Championship.
It was actually clear to me that the championship is far from lost. There are still 4 races to go and enough points to win. Everything is still wide open. I'm doing my best.
We're looking forward to some exciting last races of the season. Drama here. Alex Fack and Gisela Cordil crashing into the barriers. But at the front, Schuring, 10 Voorde, Buus. This is the current order, and 10 Voorde makes a mistake. Can Buus benefit from this? No! Schuring wins. Larry 10 Voorde in second and Bastian Buus in third. Morris Schuring sets a new record in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany.
This is incredible. The youngest winner in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. I started from P2 and knew if I got off to a good start I could win, and I did. The youngest winner ever in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland, and here's how it looks in the championship. In the ProAms, Georgi Donchev wins ahead of Christoph Langer and Kai Pfister.
It feels really, really good. I suppose I'm more in the fight than I was, for sure. But we'll see. 4 races is a long time. Anything can happen.
There are 4 races to go in this season's Fast One-Make Cup, which promises to remain exciting to the end in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. Action gets rolling again shortly at the Red Bull Ring.